Hello again already, this is Galadon and you're watching episode 64 part 2 of the Clash of Clans attack series. I told you guys I listened to you. The comment said the video's too short, but hey, honestly you guys, most people don't watch past the first 4 or 5 minutes. So how about a part 2 to the Balloonion videos, a couple more attacks, and you guys can take a closer look at the level 6 Balloonion with that housing space 1, training time 1 minute, movement speed 1000. Wouldn't you like to have that in your camp? Actually, I think only Peter $17 is allowed to have those in his camp. The rest of us were just going to have to stick with balloons and minions. And speaking of, we've got an attack here, a defense rather, by Clara. This is not a complete failure. This attacker ends up with 1 star. But if you look, we talked about balloons and rage being the key combination here. And here you've got balloons coming in 2 separate groups completely apart from each other. So these defenses are localized. They're able to focus on the balloons in that specific area. And only 1 rage spell up there, and he's kind of going for a 4 points approach here. There's a rage spell there for this balloon. It's going to come in, and the balloons rather, and they don't even get to that wizard tower, and that rage is almost completely wasted. It's just going to sit there now. And now he's going to go ahead and pull out the clan castle troops and the queen out to the side and try to take them out. And we'll actually fast forward through this part here. It's actually a 2-part royal lure. He's going to manage to take out the clan castle troops, but the queen survives. And he's going to need to waste several more minions up here to the top left before he finally gets the queen down. And once she's down, he's going to send in some more balloons down here in the bottom left, a whole bunch of them, and another rage spell. But again, it's not very effective. They're going to end up not getting that far into the base. Those air defenses are just a little bit too embedded there. They're too deep for the balloons to get to. And by the time most of the balloons are now down, there's been several rage spells that haven't been used to the best of their ability. And he doesn't have a whole lot of balloons left. Here comes another patch of them up here at the top left. Same problem. Without a rage spell to accelerate them, they're just going to sit there and get fried by that air defense and eventually the multi-targeting inferno there. So that first stage of his attack was not that effective. We're at 27% damage, but more importantly, there are defensive structures left all the way around this village that he hasn't cleared any one particular side. So when the minions follow in now, they're just going to get picked off left and right by most of those ground-to-air and air-to-air defenses that are still standing. Now finally, the attacker does send in his king at the bottom here with his king's rage, the queen off to the left. And together they're going to work on this base, and they will eventually get to 50% damage, but nowhere near that town hall. This was definitely a less than efficient Balloonion attack. So instead, let's look at an attack by Walla of Lost Phoenix to show us some of the more important tips here on a successful 2-star balloon attack. Now we fast forwarded through the clan castle lure there. The king and the queen were sleeping, so he just had to deal with the clan castle there with a few minions and a lightning spell. And momentarily we are going to see the main part of his attack, phase 1, the balloons, and they will come all the way across the top of the base there, spread out pretty well. And he drops a few extras right in the center, and then you see the rage spells, not overlapping. They're used to accelerate the balloons into those air defenses. And notice how all of the balloons eventually get to utilize those rage spells as they wipe out the archer towers, the wizard towers, and the air defenses there, and get right up close to the town hall and actually clear a lot of the defensive structures in that town hall enclosure before they're down. Now he's followed up those balloons with some minions, and they have successfully cleared all of the non-defensive structures. So now as you see those last air units going down, you see a village that is completely unprotected from the north, which is important for 2 reasons. First, because there's no defensive structures towards the top, nothing to stop another assault from up there. And number 2, remember those units going for the nearest structures? Well, if he drops some units up there at the top, they are going to be headed straight for the town hall. And sure enough, here come just a few wall breakers to open up those walls. A couple more. They are going to successfully open up almost a straight path to the town hall enclosure. There's another one, breaks up another wall, and yep, here they come, the king and the queen. Couple of minions in support, and they are going to waltz right into the town hall enclosure with the king's rage and the queen's special ability. That town hall is going to stand no chance and be gone in just a few seconds, and Walla got a 2nd star. So thank you for tuning in again. I told you I do read those comments, brought you a couple more Balloonion attacks right on top of the part 1. We've got part 2. We will still be back tomorrow with some mid-level attacks, and shortly after that, Peter's $17 will return, whether you like it or not.